some great action on a Monday today on Supercard. Hello, everyone. I'm Craig Johnson, joined today by Eddie something's different.
Hot stuff. Eddie Gilbert's with you today, Craig. You're a happy guy, aren't you, little guy?
Well, you're very happy. I guess you're maybe up on cloud 9 now that you've won the television title?
I just want everyone to know, if they haven't already heard, go tell your neighbors, go get your mama out of the kitchen, get them in the living room, because Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert is a new Global Wrestling Television heavyweight champion, and I'm higher than a kite.
Let's find out what's going to happen on this edition of Supercard. Today, we will see in action the one-man gang. Chaz and Terry Garvin go up against the Dirty Davis brothers. It'll be gorgeous Gary Young against Barry Horowitz. The Handsome Stranger will be in action. Plus, in our main event, Wild Bill Irwin against Hollywood John Tatum. Looks like some great action today.
Yes, and I'm just glad to be here with you, Craig. And like I said, I'm higher than a kite, and I'm the new Global Wrestling Federation television champion. You know what the greatest thing is? I'm going to be doing commentary with you for most of the show.
That he will. Join me, Craig Johnson, along with Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, when we return on Supercard after these messages.
It's 5 pounds from Chicago, Illinois, one-man gang.
The one-man gang out on his own. No managers needed for this big man, Eddie Gilbert.
Well, Craig, you know, I'm really excited about having the one-man game, the Global Wrestling Federation, because he's an old friend of mine, you know what I mean? Former UWF World Heavyweight Champion, and he's here in the Global Wrestling Federation.
In a recent interview with the one-man gang, he talked about the fact that a lot of managers had led him astray, but now that he's in the Global Wrestling Federation, there's only one thing that anyone can make him, and that's a champion.
Well, this guy is like no other guy. This guy, on his own, is a great competitor. He's a fighter. He's a brawler in and outside the ring. He's wrestled some of the greats. Some of the great events I've ever seen between himself and Terry Bam Bam Gordy. A long history between those two. And he's right. He doesn't need a manager. You're right about that.
Mike Stetson may be wanting a manager, considering that he signed this contract against the big man from Halsted Street, Chicago.
What's his name was?
Mike Stetson.
Yeah, I know him, you know. His dad, Mr. Stetson, owns the Stetson Hat Company. Gave me a couple hats before the show tonight, as a matter of fact.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I know him.
Did they fit?
Huh? I got such a big head, you know, Craig, nothing really fits my head.
Oh, well, this isn't really fitting Stetson here with the one-man gang using the top rope and all 400+ pounds on top.
Well, Craig, I hope that the Patriot is somewhere in the building, up to a monitor, watching this match, because if I know the one-man gang, the first thing he's going to do is put a challenge in for the North American Heavyweight title and the Patriot.
The announcement of the one-man gang coming to the GWF, made on the GWF Wrestling Hotline a few weeks ago. That's where you can find out the latest in signings in the GWF exclusively on the GWF Wrestling Hotline.
Well, almost everything, you know, not my personal life, you know what I'm saying? Or is it?
Well, you never know what Joe Pedicino might know. Does he know stuff about that?
He possibly does. He possibly does.
I do know that that hurts. And I'm very happy. Oh! 425 pounds, the announced weight of the one-man gang. And Mike Stetson feeling every bit of it.
He needs to go back and make some more cowboy hats for his dad. And right now, I bet he wishes he's in line doing that, too.
A rake of the eyes is the one-man gang. Showing that since he's in the Global Wrestling Federation, there's nothing that's going to stop him.
You know what, Craig, I'm one of the very few people that can talk to Gang like one-on-one. You know, earlier tonight, if you notice, and all the people probably do, Gang has lost a little bit of weight. And he's done this for a reason. He's a little bit more mobile. He can get in and outside the ring. You know, I was talking about brawling tactics a while ago. He can get in and outside the ring a little bit better than he used to. He's a more vicious man now because of this. It's for his better.
You think about all the feuds that the one-man gang has had back in the past. Starting back, I guess, back in the Mid-Atlantic days, going against Jimmy Valiant. At that time, he was associated with Sir Oliver Humperdinck.
Yes, he was. And I think the man that he had the greatest time with and led him to the championship and everything in the UWF was a man that's here in the GWF right now, Skandor Akbar.
I don't know of any conversations between those two gentlemen so far. But I think the one-man gang is going to try to live up to the billing as the one-man gang.
Yes, he will. You know, I was talking about the weight a while ago, but I want the people to notice, look at those arms. I'm not talking about weight gone in any of the major places. I'm talking about weight gone so he can get in and out and be more mobile. This man is still one of the biggest men in professional wrestling.
He has handled Mike Stetson since the opening bell. Fans filing into the Global Dome for this event here on Supercard. The shot with a forearm. There may be some bells ringing in Mike Stetson's head right here.
And something else a lot of people may not know about one-man gang, he might possibly someday be a movie star.
Really?
Yes, he's told me a little bit earlier. I know these secrets. He's been working on a movie up in Vancouver, Canada.
I know that recently he appeared on the Family Feud, but I did not know about his movie career. Speaking of moving, a man trying to move into some momentum here. Mike Stetson has the upper hand here on the one-man gang. He better stay on top of it. Look, Stetson is just so tired. Ouch. Couple size 16s right to the chin. The one-man gang.
He's going to blow the roof off the Global Dome, Craig. Believe me. Patriot, get ready.
Ooh, ouch. Down he goes.
He just gave Stetson's ribs in right there. Watch this now.
747 landed right on time.
Gentlemen, the winner of the match, one-man gang.
I think Mike Stetson wishes there was some sort of delay in that flight, but when the one-man gang delivers the 747, it's lights out. And when we return, Chaz and Garvin against the Dirty Davis brothers right here on Supercard.
Mike and Tom Davis, the Dirty Davis brothers.
The Dirty Davis brothers, very proud of their family heritage.
Well, they're very proud of their family heritage, and I can understand why, being from a wrestling family, not only a wrestling family, being from the Gilbert family, not only knowing families like the Funk family, the Briscoe families that produced some of the greatest champions in wrestling ever, but also being the head and president and first person of the first family of wrestling.
Their opponents for this tag team GWF event.
All of it.
At a total weight of 422 pounds, introducing Chaz and Terry Garvin.
Well, when you talk about families, Terry Garvin from a wrestling family, and Chaz a second-generation wrestler in his own right.
Earlier tonight, you know, it's kind of funny the way Terry Garvin was making eyes at you.
What?
Yeah, I saw it, kid.
No,
out in the hallway out there. Yeah.
Terry Garvin is very much a changed man since his days in Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, but that doesn't change his family heritage any.
On to the match we go. Quickly.
That's Big Tom Davis in there, isn't it?
Against Chaz. Tom Davis, who recently returned from a tour of Japan with UWFI, the submission-style wrestling group.
It's going to be hard to hold Chaz down the mat. I'll say that for the kid. He's really impressed me with some of his matches, especially with the Lightning Kid lately.
The Lightning Kid claims that his chances are over, however. Although a lot of people have been calling on the 900 hotline talking about the fact that they'd like to see Chaz get another opportunity at the Lightning Kid.
Well, Lightning Kid's a smart champion. He knows that Chaz has probably got his number, and he's going to dodge him. You know, being a champion myself, I know how to handle those things, and Lightning Kid's pretty smart in that fact.
Tom Davis.
Now, I want to tell you something. Tom Davis was quick on that punch, but it shows how Chaz is just a little bit quicker.
Chaz weighing in at just over 200 pounds out of Los Angeles, California. Tom Davis from the bad side of Nashville and was on the bad side of that particular move.
I'm not sure, Craig, but did Chaz help him over the top rope? Did he actually maybe push him over the top rope? Could that be a disqualification?
Not in the Global Wrestling Federation.
You mean that's not a disqualification here?
No, it isn't.
You learn something new every day, don't you?
might be something important in your television title
something
defense.
just dawned on me right then. Anyway.
Here's Terry Garvin with a side headlock.
Here's the guy that's got eyes for you, Craig.
Highly unlikely, in the words of another one of our illustrious colleagues. Oh, right to the back of the head.
Brotherly love, brotherly love. Earl Thomas Colley and Keith Whitley got a song like that out right now, you know? It's talking about the Davis brothers. Bad side of Nashville.
Where is the bad side of Nashville?
Every side, up around out there by Hendersonville, I think.
There's the roll-up by Tom Davis, trying to get a 3 count on Terry Garvin. Instead, gets a handful of hair. Tag into the older brother, Mike Davis.
How do you know he's the older brother?
Because that's what it says on his biography.
Okay. Learn something new every day from you, Craig.
Irish whip sends Garvin right into the corner, bounced off the middle turnbuckle, and now putting some of the pain into the middle back. Mike Davis. The Dirty Davis brothers tagging very well. Mike Davis, his whole career, it seems, has been in tag team wrestling.
That's exactly right. Coming from the rock and roll RPMs. Now him and his brother teaming up together.
And Terry Garvin trying to get out of the situation. Snapmare by Tom Davis. Tries to get the leg drop. Nobody home there, however. Terry Garvin needing the tag to Chaz. Rolls and gets it.
Oh, Pink Boots got the tag.
Chaz with a drop kick, sending down both of the Davis brothers.
He needs to take his time a little bit more, Craig. I could show him those pointers. I could.
All 4 men going at it. Chaz tries a monkey flip and eventually gets it. Chaz looking to get the drop kick, sends Tom Davis reeling.
Craig, Chaz, there's something right here that people need to understand. Chaz is showing his inexperience.
Oh! Mike Davis hit Chaz in the throat. Tom Davis has his foot on the rope. That's at least a count of 3 or 4. Look at the hand on the tights. And a count of 3 for the Davis brothers.
The winners of the match, the Dirty Davis brothers.
Well, score 1 for the Davis family. And when we return, Gary Young will try to score 1 over Barry Horowitz on Supercard. From Tampa, Florida, a long history for the bad boy.
Yes, it is, Craig. And you know who I motioned out here just a while ago? I get to call him
was
Mr.
it Gary Young?
No. I get to call him Mr. Throb.
At 255 pounds, from Little Rock, Arkansas,
Obviously,
George's Gary Young.
I do know who you're talking about, Mr. Throb.
The Palm Beach heartthrob, Scott Anthony. And I'd like to say that it's a pleasure to be out here with my close personal friend, Mr. Stuff.
Mr. Throb, thank you very much.
Not a problem,
It's
sir.
a pleasure being here with you, too.
It's a shame we have to be out here with Monroe. Who's the bar? What show were you on? Your next show. Forget it. You look, just don't even worry about it. Anyway.
You tried out for the mobsters.
For the who?
The mobsters.
He wasn't good looking enough. He was like an ugly Richard Grieco type. Anyway, we got Gary Young against Barry the Stretcher Horowitz. Many people don't know that that is his nickname, the Stretcher.
I've known him a long time.
Thank you very little.
He is the stretcher.
Listen, homeboy Johnson, why don't you just stay out of this and me and Gilbert will conduct this affair as it should be done by 2 polished and seasoned veteran announcers. Unlike yourself, you rookie fool.
Well, Gary Young stuck out the hand for a handshake and was waylaid from behind by Barry Horowitz.
This just goes to show you
Leg whip.
Gary Young took the side of the people. He's going to be a goody-goody two-shoes. And this shows you what it's like being that way. Flat on your mat, on your back right there.
And Barry Horowitz going to work on the same knee that was injured by the coast-to-coast connection.
Hey, he's working like a man repossessed over there. He's all over that knee. I figured out what show was. You look like Monroe on Too Close for Comfort. That's it.
Well, right now, the important thing that is going on in the ring, Gary Young having his leg and his knee worked on. by Barry Horowitz. You have to wonder if possibly Skandor Akbar had special instructions for the bad boy from Tampa.
Oh, it's the stretcher. It's Barry the Stretcher Horowitz. He's not a bad boy. He's not so bad. He's an all right guy. You know what? I got to say something in Gary Young's defense. He's got a heck of a body. All he's got to do is develop it.
And I'm sure you could show him how to do that, right, Scotty?
I could if I wanted to, but I shan't because I don't want to.
I agree, totally.
Going for a right hook was Gary Young, but the drop leg takedown. Now, using the leverage of the back of the knee is Barry Horowitz, as now he's taking the knee the wrong way.
And notice how Gary Young fights back with a punch to the head, a cheater. That's a closed fist. He's a cheater. Never see me or Mr. Stuff cheating.
That's right. You know, if the director was smart, he'd get a good close-up shot there of the bicep of Barry Horowitz. Boy, he's been in the gym working out. We can say the same for Gary Young.
Yeah, I ditto.
It's hard to get a word in edgewise, but able to kick out of that situation is Gary Young, still operating on a bad wheel.
Mr. Throb.
Sir.
You know, the referee looks good compared to Gary Young.
He looks much better than Gary Young.
Matter of fact, all the referees here do.
Well, not all. James Beard, he's a bubbling, blithering, bumbling.
Oh, well, sorry to interrupt this dissertation between you two, but going to work on that knee, Barry Horowitz just taking it back the wrong way. This could be a submission maneuver.
Now, aren't you going to say that looks good, though?
Look at that bridge. That is the most phenomenal bridge I've seen all night. No, the one-man gang has it, but, you know, the one-man gang, many people don't know, but he has a bridge that's equally as good. Many people don't know that about the one-man gang. Only me and you know that, Mr.
Right.
Stuff.
Thank you, Mr. Throb.
I think we're being sold a few bridges here.
Oh, see that fist, blatant fist by Young here.
But Gary Young, who has been known to wrestle on both sides of the tracks, if you will.
What exactly does that mean, on both sides of the tracks?
Kind of like Terry Garvin and you?
The statements are getting hot and heavy, just like the action in the ring. Hey, he's in the ropes.
But it's effective as Gary Young able to get bad boy Barry Horowitz out of the ropes.
I thought it was Jack Horowitz. Barry Horowitz.
Don't forget stretcher.
Jack Hart, Barry Horowitz. They all confuse me.
The uppercut forearm sends Barry Horowitz down to the mat. Picking him up, Irish whip into the ropes. High backdrop, no! Sunset flip attempted by Barry Horowitz. But he doesn't quite get him over. Look, hooking both legs, Gary Young gets
Head is tight, head is tight, head is tight. On the left side. He's tight.
Infraction of the rule.
Gary Young gets the win on this edition of Supercard. And when we return, the handsome stranger. Joined at our commentary position by Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Scott Anthony, the Palm Beach heartthrob, as it's the handsome stranger against Shaun Summers on this edition of Supercard. Still to come, we'll see a matchup between Wild Bill Irwin and Hollywood John Tatum.
You know, you just got to think this stranger is just a fool. I mean, after I humiliated him, after I embarrassed him, first of all, I beat him up in the ring, left him laying, and humiliated him. Then I cost him the TV title, which my boy Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert could have won on his own anyway. I just wanted to make sure that I humiliated a handsome stranger again.
So you admit that it was you that slipped on the brass knuckle?
I didn't have any brass knuckles. I wasn't even in the match.
No. It's mind games. That's what we're playing with, mind games.
Just playing those mind games.
That's it.
And a count of one very quickly by the handsome stranger.
I know both of you probably thought about this and been asked this already, but if he's so handsome, how come he's wearing this mask?
Oh, I know why.
Why?
He used to be a sanitation engineer in Hoboken, New Jersey, and he was in a garbage incident, and he's got a hideous scar right across the bridge of his nose. And then he claims he's from Monte Carlo. And he's boobs here in Globalsville, in beautiful downtown Globalsville. You have no idea where Monte Carlo is. That's too sophisticated for them.
Why don't you put that information on the 900 line, huh?
Well, Scott Anthony appears quite regularly on the 900 hotline. A little bit more than a lot of people enjoy.
Anyway, like I was saying, no, they enjoy me. That's why they call, and that's why mine is the most called 900 number. Not yours, Johnson. But anyway, what I was saying is the man should have stayed out of wrestling. I gave him a warning. I said, stay out. Eddie, tell Johnson what I'll do. I'm going to have to hurt the stranger and put him out of wrestling for good.
He will do it, too. I'll help him if I have to.
Eddie will help me.
If I have to.
He'll help me. He won't need to, but I'd more than appreciate your help, Mr. Stuff.
Thank you, Mr. Throb.
By the way, any reaction as to the situation that Joe Pedicino found out recently about the
I was just looking here at this opponent of the stranger, and the stranger, his opponent kind of looks familiar to me. I just can't pinpoint who he reminds me of.
Who does he look like?
I don't know. It's just kind of familiar. I don't understand. I just can't can't pinpoint it right now. But Craig, please be quiet while we commentate on the match here. I don't know what's on your mind right now. Let's get back to something else.
Who does he look like? It doesn't ring a bell with me. I like his tights, though. They're pretty sporty, little palm
blonde hair, fat.
Blonde hair, fat.
I'm not sure. I can't picture right now.
Anyway.
Oh, he got lucky.
The handsome stranger, arm drag, brings him over.
Or as Coach John Heath would say, a wing over takedown. It's important to know the scientific terminology. Thank you.
A wing over takedown sounds like something that happens over in Japan.
Boy, that just made me hungry some chicken.
Let's order out.
No, let's stay here, putting our attention back on the matches. The handsome stranger seems to be having some success, locking in. Oh, he locked in the arm.
Blatant hair pull. Wait, let's have a vote here. Who said it was a hair pull? Me. That's 2. What do you say?
I didn't see any.
2-1. We win. Hair pull. It's unanimous.
You know what? And I can't really speak for Mr. Throb here, but I'd almost be willing. If the handsome stranger would have come on this television and admit he's been wrong and wants some help with his wrestling career, I would almost be willing to show him the right way to go.
No, don't do that.
You're right. You're right.
As a close personal friend, I'd have to request it. Don't even make the offer. Because first of all, he wouldn't be smart enough to accept, because Eddie Gilbert is the maker of champions. There was Joe Weider with the original maker of champions, and then there was Eddie Gilbert. That's it.
Well, since I've thought it over now, he's right. Forget it.
Because you made Sting, you made the Ultimate Warrior, you made everybody. They were all under your wing and your tutelage, and they went on to great things, but not as great as me and you have.
That's true. You are missing a great match here.
I've made people.
Oh, it's a barn burner.
I've made people, and I've cost people their jobs. I've run my mouth, things like that.
I got a question.
Yes.
What is the deal here with this stranger? Why is he not just giving up the sport? Obviously, look at this. Obviously, this rookie beach dude is beating the pants off him. Why doesn't this stranger just quit the sport like I told him to? Why doesn't he listen to me? Eddie, you stupid. Tell him about people that haven't listened to me.
Stupid. They've ended up 6 foot under.
Pushing up daisies.
That's right.
Instead of giving out roses, they'll be pushing up daisies.
And the handsome stranger, while Scott Anthony on his dissertation, able to reverse the momentum, goes in, flies off of the clothesline.
Caught him right in the throat, too.
Yeah, illegally in the throat.
Summers with an illegal poke to the eye.
Was that Doug Summers?
Shaun Summers.
Younger brother?
I don't believe so.
Older brother?
Count of 1, but that's about it.
Speaking of Summers, the stranger's got Summers teeth. Some are green and some are yellow.
And if you're Craig, some are pink.
Count of 2 by Summers. And no video Bob, our director, asking when Mr. Gilbert or Mr. Anthony is appearing at the Improv soon. I don't know.
I will turn that part of living down.
Hey, the stranger plex gets him. Count of 3.
Hey, he had the tights again. That's 2 matches in a row.
Stranger.
The handsome stranger.
This ESPN program is brought.
Fans here in the Global Dome, this is Dustin. I know you've been watching Black Bart, the branding iron, all the exciting action here. I know you got a question for Black Bart. What is that?
How is the competition in the Global Wrestling Federation?
Well, he has traveled around the world, and I guess the competition here in Global is somewhat different than some of the other leagues of global excitement in other countries. Later on in this edition, I'm going to be here with Black Bart. We're going to answer Dustin's question and get some answers here for our fans just like Dustin, enjoying the exciting action of Global Wrestling Federation excitement here in the Dome.
If there's anybody in the world who's more surprised about the arrival of the handsome stranger back to the GWF, it may be the man standing with me right now, the Palm Beach heartthrob, Scott Anthony.
You know, you'd think the guy had better brains, more intelligent. You'd think the man was smart enough to know to stay out of professional wrestling. I embarrassed him. I humiliated him. There I was. I beat him in the ring like a dog. Then he came back. Well, stranger, I showed you what happened there. You were after the TV title belt. And boom, I cost you the loss there. You didn't even get the TV title. Thanks to Scott Anthony, the Palm Beach heartthrob. Stranger, stay out of the sport. I'm warning you, you're gonna get hurt. This is where the big boys play. This is the real league. This ain't for guys like you handing out flowers, the FTD florists, new kids on the block, bubblegum Romeo types. This is where the big boys play. And that's why Scott Anthony, the Palm Beach heartthrob's here. That's why I've been there. That's why I've been all over the country, all over the world. And you've been absolutely nowhere, and you're gonna go nowhere, because unless you stay out of my business and out of wrestling, I'm gonna put you out of wrestling. So.
Bifocals. I'm gonna look.
Gaylord!
The Missouri Tiger picking up a little cub, maybe? Jeff Gaylord out of the University of Missouri, also played football in the NFL, drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs.
Introducing his opponent for this event, being escorted to the ring by manager Skandor Akbar, weighing 312 pounds, from 42nd Street, New York City, Sweet Daddy Falcone.
Mr. Skandor Akbar presents his pupil. Tuition being played by the family. That's all we know, the family.
That's all I want to know.
As a lot of people bring boxes to ringside, but I've never seen a violin case brought to ringside.
What possible good could that do him?
Only Sweet Daddy Falcone and Mr. Skandor Akbar. This is the Atlantic side of the coast-to-coast connection. As Jeff Gaylord looking on saying, I came to the ring ready to wrestle, and Falcone has to get out of his garb, if you will.
Sweet Daddy Falcone, there you see a prime example of it, is not a small man. There's also not a small man, Jeff Gaylord. Two big fellas. It's hard to appreciate that Sweet Daddy Falcone may have Jeff Gaylord in size in this match, and not many people have that advantage over Jeff.
Very true. Collar and elbow tie-up, as apparently Akbar has taught Sweet Daddy well there. Even Gaylord's a little bit impressed. Sweet Daddy, 42nd Street, New York City, the place he calls home. And it was, all we've been told, the family that paid Mr. Akbar to teach and train this man and mold him into a champion. He's been a champion once in tag team ranks, but never in the singles ranks.
Boy, just talking about that kind of stuff gives me the willies, Craig. I got to tell you, this family stuff, this big money.
Well, downset hike. I think Sweet Daddy may have the willies now. Oh, my. Second and 10 from the 15 for Akbar's team.
There's a look at the power of Jeff Gaylord. He knocked someone the size of Sweet Daddy Falcone over the top, onto the apron, onto the floor, and spun him around on the floor a little bit. That's a major league shoulder block. No question about it. That's not a small man to throw around like that either.
A lot of strength behind the Missouri Tiger. Held the Big 8 bench press record. Still holds that record. Over 500, I believe 550. Set that as a sophomore at the University of Missouri. As far as we know, the only professional wrestler to have appeared on the Bob Hope Show.
Odd you should mention that. A fan before the start of tonight's show, Craig, showed me a picture of Jeff Gaylord and Bob Hope on Bob Hope's television show.
Gaylord tried to take Sweet Daddy Falcone down, was unable to. And Falcone going to work on the side of Gaylord's head. Down with a knee. And Sweet Daddy Falcone just going to work tap dancing a little bit. And now just going to the chokehold. Sweet Daddy Falcone, who was out of action for quite a while after injuring a knee. Apparently that knee back up to 100% as he takes Jeff Gaylord down and comes down with a leg drop right across the throat. Sweet Daddy Falcone looking to prove that he has indeed learned, but maybe not well enough.
A lackadaisical cover. That'll get you every time, Craig. Sweet Daddy didn't hook the leg, really didn't even cover him, just put his hands on his chest and expected a 3 count. It doesn't work that way.
Gaylord coming back with a series of rights until a rake of the eyes by Sweet Daddy stops the momentum. Irish whip into the ropes, answered by a boot up by Jeff Gaylord. Gaylord now shoves his opponent into the ropes, comes up with a clothesline. The Missouri Tiger with a right to the jaw. Falcone a little bit dazed, a little bit more dazed. Whip once again, and he gets the foot up. If there's a negative to Jeff Gaylord, it might be the fact that at times he's a little bit too exuberant. Falcone up to the middle rope, over 300 pounds, coming down, but nobody home. Schoolboy roll up, 1, 2, 3.
And the winner of the match, Jeff Gaylord.
Mr. Akbar into the ring, going over to talk to his pupil.
The family is not going to be happy.
There you see Mr. Akbar teaching in front of the entire crowd. There you see the combination of Tug Taylor and Black Bart. Bart from Pecos, Texas, Tug Taylor from Clinton, Iowa. But two big men getting ready to go against the biggest names in the GWF tag team scene.
GWF tag team champions of Chris Walker and Steve Simpson.
There they are. The fans love them. The Global Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions.
You can call them Champ 1 and Champ 2. Chris Walker and Steve Simpson. Fighting champions, more than we can say for some other champions. But these two men will defend that title, those titles rather, anywhere, anytime against anyone.
Indeed, they have earned those titles with a win over the Palm Beach heartthrob Scott Anthony and Rip Rogers, the Hustler, in the finals of the GWF Tag Team Title Tournament. And there you see the big man from Pecos, Black Bart.
They aren't going against any newcomers in this event, Walker and Simpson. This is Black Bart and Tugboat Taylor. There you see Chris Walker, and there's Tugboat Taylor. These are not small men, nor are they inexperienced men. This is going to be a real test for the champions.
Chris Walker in there against Tug Taylor. Tug Taylor, a regional champion in South Texas, a belt that he won beating Tiger Conway Jr. about a year ago and has held on to that belt ever since. Going against one half of the GWF Tag Team Champions, this man from Atlanta, Georgia, Conan Chris Walker, who has to try to somehow fight over 300 pounds of Tug Taylor, who's putting all his weight into the headlock until he put the fingers into the throat.
That'll take it out of you. I don't care how big you are, how many muscles you have. A karate thrust to the throat will take it out, and so will that. An honest-to-goodness wrestling move from Tug Taylor.
And Conan Chris Walker with a series of rights. Able to answer the barrage, picks him up and puts him down. Conan Chris Walker showing that strength. And from strength to speed, here comes Steve Simpson.
Take a look at the power of Chris Walker with that body slam on the big Tugboat, but Tugboat fires back and is in control again.
Tag in to Black Bart, who says, let him loose, I want him for myself. I guess Black Bart quite confident here.
Tugboat Taylor had Steve Simpson all set up, primed and ready, wide open, and Black Bart just said, let him go. I want to just take him on one-on-one, and that's what he's doing. Oh, I was just about to say maybe a sportsmanlike gesture, but we know better than that from Black Bart.
Hip toss by Simpson 2 times. Drop kick sends Black Bart down. And the former world champion of WCCW getting momentum on the man from South Africa. Tag into Tug Taylor. Taylor picks up Simpson and sets him down. Elbow delivered. 1, 2. And this big tag team looking to vault their way right up the rankings of the GWF. Simpson delivers the drop kick. Tag into Conan Chris Walker. Over the top rope he goes. One more time.
Yeah. 2 body slams on the big Tug Taylor by Chris Walker. What an impressive display of strength in this match. And up.
Sometimes backdrops are an easy thing, but when you have to take that weight over, you have to do a lot of squats to get that. No.
Unbelievable.
Tried one too many times, and Tug Taylor tried to make him pay for it by draping him over the top rope, and it looked like Walker caught himself, and he got the body slam. He goes up to the higher elevations, to the second rope, to the top rope, cross body block, goes down for 1, that's 2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, Chris Walker and Steve Simpson.
Walker and Simpson, the winners of the match here on the Global Wrestling Federation over a big team, Black Bart and Tug Taylor. As there you see the victorious champs getting the belts back from Rick Manning. Impressive victory over these 2 big men. Black Bart, a former world champion, Tug Taylor, a champion, as I mentioned, out in South Texas, and they seem to be having some words. And what in the world is Taylor doing? 3 shots to the side of Black Bart. Black Bart didn't do anything wrong. A clothesline by Tug Taylor.
It was Tug Taylor that lost the match, Craig. Tug Taylor had his shoulders pinned 1, 2, 3. What's his problem with Black Bart?
Black Bart, in his first appearance here in the GWF, being pummeled by Tug Taylor, and out he goes. But no, he picks up the double B branding iron. And scurrying away is Tug Taylor. 2 partners, partners no more. And we'll return.
How does your genie...
Answering fans' questions here in the Global Dome. Bonnie Blackstone back with you once again. Bonnie Blackstone, Black Bart. Gosh, there's a lot of B's in that.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bonnie. I got an old lady named Bonnie, so I ain't gonna have no hard dadgum time remembering your name.
All right, some of the fans were out here a little earlier, and they want to know what you're gonna do here in the Global Wrestling Federation. Why are you here, Black Bart?
Why am I here? Well, I ain't no dadgum unfamiliar face, if you know what I mean. I've been here before. I've been right out there in that dadgum squared circle,
quite a few times, and I don't really care who's in the dadgum ring with me. I don't care what side of the dadgum building you come from, because I tell you what, I'll take this dadgum branding iron and I'll wrap it around your skull. I'll go out back with you. I'll go out front with you. I'll go get a Coca-Cola and some corn chips and all that stuff. But one thing you can dadgum sure bet on, Black Bart is here to stay, and guess what? There ain't a dadgum thing you can do about it.
Oh! I think you're safe enough distance for now.
He's not going to come up here, is he?
Well, as long as you don't say anything nasty about Wild Bill. Watch out. Hollywood John. Whoa! Hollywood John Tatum running for cover, trying to hide behind one of our ring girls here.
It's your date tonight, Hooters, right?
But at least you're away from the. Oh!
American what?
Let's just concentrate on what's going on in and out of the ring right here, as John Tatum may be lucky to even get into the ring for our main event here on Supercard. Watch out.
You know, we was talking about families earlier in the show. And you know that Hollywood John Tatum and myself in a roundabout way are like family. Think about it a moment. You understand.
That's why I'm being quiet. I didn't want to comment on the situation.
Look, we get along sometimes, as long as I don't have to wrestle him.
Well, it was an interesting matchup between you and Hollywood John Tatum in the first round of the television title tournament.
Well, he almost thinks as devious as me. Almost like my good friend Scott Anthony.
Who, thank goodness, is not joining us for commentary on this particular event.
I just had to go take care of a few things, that's all. He'd be right here beside me, right beside you. We get you right in the middle.
And now John Tatum talking to James Beard. I guess asking if the whip known as Mr. Lash has been safely placed away from the reach of Wild Bill Irwin.
Has it? Has it been taken away from the ring? I want to know this too. Before I ever wrestle Bill Irwin, I want to know Mr. Latch has been taken to the dressing room.
Well, actually, it's hanging over there in the corner.
No. If I ever wrestle him, I want it taken away from the ring to the dressing room. You know what Skandor Akbar would do over and get a hold of Mr. Lash and use it on Irwin? That'd be pretty good, wouldn't it? Get whipped with your own full whip. That'd be pretty good, huh, Craig?
Well, these guys are trying to whip each other using the hair. Both men with a handful of hair. Not breaking cleanly by any means.
Well, I think the referee needs to get on Bill Irwin's case a little bit for that. A clean break. Where did he learn to wrestle?
Well, Bill Irwin will make absolutely no bones about it. He will wrestle any way that you wrestle him. If you want to wrestle him in a scientific match, he'll take you on that way. If you want to brawl, he can brawl with the best of them.
You know what I'd really like to see here is a good, clean, scientific match between these two guys.
Unfortunately, I think that day will not be coming in the near future.
Actually, I was just kidding. I'd rather see them beat each other's brains out, to be honest with you.
I thought being the great scientific wrestler that you are,
yes,
when you want to be,
yes,
that you'd appreciate a good scientific match.
Well, see, when you're a champion like I am now, Craig Johnson, see, you want every wrestler to beat the other one's brains out, so the list of contenders is a little bit smaller than it was the week before. I don't care about any other wrestler except for maybe Scott Anthony, my good personal close friend, Mr. Throb himself. They all can rest and just beat each other up. I don't care. I am the global TV champion. You seem to have a hard problem in saying that to the people. You don't want to tell people that.
Well, indeed, you did slip by the stranger. Arm drag makes John Tatum slip by and go down to the mat.
Slip by. I remember winning the belt. I remember leaving here as a Global Wrestling Federation television champion. That's what I remember.
It's almost like reading the first and last chapter of a book and forgetting the chapters in the middle.
And me and Hollywood John Tatum have a good chapter in that book, too.
You and I just have different tastes in writers, I guess.
I guess so. I've learned my lesson, though. Boy, I bet Wild Bill Irwin, he wished he'd get a chance at my TV title. I bet whoever wins this will be taking recognition for a title shot, won't they?
Well, quite possibly.
Well, I guess I'll just have to look over and see.
But actually, these two men and their particular groups having their problems with each other. Wild Bill, who hangs around a man known as Rattlesnake quite a bit, has been having their problems with Hollywood John Tatum, the California stud, and the pupil of Skandor Akbar, Sweet Daddy Falcone.
Is he like from the Capone family?
No, Falcone.
Falcone, not Capone.
No, not involved with those families at all.
Okay.
Just
but what you're saying here, though, let's reiterate this real quick here. A little simple here for everyone. What you're saying here is these guys here are part of this big group, both of them, and they all hate each other. So really, I don't have to worry about them coming after me in my title because they all hate each other. There's about 6 of them now total, right?
I believe
for
so.
these idiots out here don't know how to count, we need to tell them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 men involved in quite a predicament. Well, he can't quite grab on the tight, so he goes after the belt there. And now scratching the back of Wild Bill Irwin.
Actually, if you counted Skandor Akbar and Mr. Lash, it'd be 8. I'm losing my mind in this. Help me.
Well, John Tatum needs some help here himself as he's thrown to the outside, going out to... About the only good thing about going out is he gets a few words of advice from Mr. Skandor Akbar.
You know, I really admire men in the wrestling wear. I just wonder what John Tatum gets his tights made at. It's so colorful.
Probably one of the beach shops in California.
I need to ask him that.
Wild Bill Irwin having some good success here, going for the suplex to bring in John Tatum the hard way, but he's tripped by Akbar. Count of 1, 2, 3.
He got him. He got him. It doesn't matter how. He got him.
Akbar stealing one, but here comes Mr. Lash.
Run, Akbar, run.
Tatum caught in the corner. But from behind, it's the coast-to-coast connection. Falcone, the California stud, Ron Price. It's 2-on-1. It turns into 3-on-1. If Akbar gets in there, it's 4-on-1. And Mr. Lash could be used against Irwin himself.
If you mess around with Mr. Akbar's group, you're gonna get hurt, Craig. That's it, John. Show him.
Tatum trying to figure out how to use the whip. And here's a couple guys who can show you how. Black Bart and the Rattlesnake in. Black Bart brandishing the batter. The branding iron and the Rattlesnake.
That's illegal. Get that out of the ring.
An action-packed edition of Supercard. I'm joined by the handsome stranger, and now not only is Scott Anthony running you down, but the man who, I can't say beat you for the television title, but went home with the television title, Eddie Gilbert, is joined in the conversation.
Well, Craig, it's pretty obvious that Scotty wants me hurt. He tried to ruin my career. I fall back from that. I had an excellent match with Eddie Gilbert. I did the best I could. The belt belonged to me. Scotty screwed me out of it. I don't know if they're planning something against me or what, but I'm ready for each one of them. It don't matter to me. One at a time, in the square circle, it don't matter to me.
I'm sure you'd like another shot at that television title.
I sure would. Eddie Gilbert, if you'll sign the dotted line, I'll be more than happy to give you one more shot. I know I'm ready for it. I know I am.
Handsome stranger would like nothing better than to get a shot for that television title. Tomorrow, here on ESPN, our coverage of Major League Wrestling in the Global Wrestling Federation. For Bonnie Blackstone, I'm Craig Johnson. So long, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow on the GWF.